The results are in. I polled 59 tutors as to whether they use headphones to tutor online. And I think that some of you are actually going to be surprised by what I learned. So keep watching to find out. Hey there, I'm Joanne Kaminski, and when I started tutoring online in 2010, computers did not have good audio sound. So I started with using a headset with an audio mic that would come to my lips. And I want you to pay attention to the sound quality from both me and my student. It's important to know that I was recording this video in response to some questions that a second grade class was asking me about Australia. So here is the answer to a fun question I asked her about what is Christmas like in Australia? Now this is something that all second graders want to know the answer to, right?
Okay, they wanted to know, what is Christmas time like in Australia?
It's very hot.
Oh, it's very hot. And so tell me about Santa and how that all works.
Santa comes through the door or the window because we don't have a chimney.
Very interesting. I didn't know that. Very cool.
Now you can tell that the audio works. It is not as crisp and clear as it is today, but it does the job. So remember how I told you I took a poll of 59 tutors about whether they use headphones or not? Well, 36% of these tutors don't even use a headset. That's right. The sound quality on computers is so good that it's not even necessary these days. Man, I love technology and how it keeps changing, growing, and getting better. Now, I feel like at this point I could tutor well enough without headphones. But for some reason, I just enjoy the privacy that my headphones provide me. I will never tell an online tutor that they need to buy a set of Bose headphones like I have, even though I think that they're the best. Now, they are a bit pricey for tutors in the beginning, and honestly, I didn't move into using these until I was tutoring for 4 years. I still have the same pair, and they've held up well. I often have noise in my background because I have 3 kids, so to cancel out that noise and focus my attention on my students helps me feel better using them. They kind of become a part of my uniform for tutoring online. Now, in the beginning, I felt like I needed them because I wanted to hear sounds clearly when my students were speaking to me. As a reading tutor, if a student frequently is dropping sounds from words, I need to hear that so that I can guide them to finish the word. If I'm working on phonemic awareness activities, I need to hear that the students are putting the sounds together properly. Now, when kids are unsure of themselves, they tend to be softer, and turning up the volume doesn't always work. Now, I'm a creature of habit, and I just love wearing my headset. So if 36% of tutors don't wear headsets, that means that 64% do. So what kind of headphones do these tutors prefer and why? Well, Lane Lingard said that she loves her good old Sony headphones. They fit well and they don't feel uncomfortable after a few hours of back-to-back online lessons. And Terry Grigsby, she went with a gaming set, and her reasoning was because she also had quiet talkers like I did. And by the way, if you turn up your volume on your computer past 50%, you can give a weird feedback to your students that you're tutoring with. Now, I had some students, they would turn up their volume all the way and it would sound like I'm echoing. And it is so hard to concentrate when you're hearing your own voice after saying something and still talking. I mean, my mind gets all jibble-jabbled. I made that term up just for you guys. Now, Randy Sally mentioned that he uses cyclo-electrolyte headphones. He got them at Marshall's for $12.99, and he said they work well for him. Some people do experience though some soreness on the ears after a while if the leather pads are on the top and they don't completely go around the ear. So that's something you want to take into consideration when you're choosing the right headset. Now, Leanne Priest and Robin DeMarco, they use their Skull Candy headphones. And Juan Rodriguez and Graham Matthews mentioned that they both use earbuds that their phone came with. In fact, Juan had said that he bought a fancy headset with a mic, and then his students told him that he sounds completely natural with the earbuds his phone came with. So he just uses those now. He said they sound better in his ears too. No more fancy headphones for him. Now, for me personally, you guys, those Apple earbuds, they hurt after just a couple of minutes. So if I'm going to be tutoring for 4 hours straight, it's absolutely not worth it for me. But if they feel fine for you, then go with it. I mean, this conversation about headsets actually occurred last week in the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors. So if you're not a member yet, come by and join us. All you have to do is go to the link in the description on next steps if you want to become an online tutor. Or you can go directly to Facebook, type Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors in the search bar, and our group will come on up. Now, as I analyzed people's responses about which headset works best for them, I found that some people chose based off of comfort, some chose based off of price, and some have chosen based on what they already had. I mean, seriously, if it isn't broke, why fix it? Now, I don't want anyone overanalyzing what headset to use. The easiest way to figure out what is going to work best for you is to test it out. Start by chatting with a friend on Zoom or Skype. Ask them how the sound is. You can try it with a headset, earbuds, or nothing, and then ask them which sounds better. You most likely will find that you have everything that you need to get started and don't need to worry too much about which headset you want at this point. Now, as time goes on, you will begin to figure out what works best for you. If you have sensitive ears, like I do, then you may find that earbuds that go around your ears or a headset that goes around your ears is going to be better for you. The point is, you can make absolutely anything work. Now, a few people mentioned that they had to replace their headphones every 6 months. If this becomes a nuisance for you, then you may decide to spend a little bit more money on a pair that's going to last longer. I mean, hey, this is a business, and guess what? Headphones? Business expense. If you are enjoying this video, please hit that like button. And as you guys know, social proof helps people determine if this is something worth watching. And you hitting that button helps other people decide if they should watch this to determine what type of headset they should get and things to consider when purchasing as an online tutor. Also, if you have found any value in this video or any of the videos that I've created, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell. Now, here are some other questions that people have asked over the years regarding headsets and earbuds. What are the best type of headphones to minimize damage to hearing? Honestly, any, as long as you have the volume at a suitable level. How do I know which headphones are louder? Well, if you go into a store where you can test them out, you could try listening to the same song or the same section of a song on the same volume, and then pick which one you like better. What role does dB play? So dB are decibels, a measure of volume. 0 is no sound, and around 90 to 110 is very loud. How do I pick the right headphones if I'm wearing hearing aids? Well, sometimes hearing aids can actually use Bluetooth to connect to devices and act as headphones. So check ahead of time to see if this is the case for your hearing aids. Do I need a better headphone mic setup? Possibly one with noise cancellation. No, not necessarily. And if you have a ton of noise in your background, it may be helpful for you to concentrate. The best situation is to always select an office space in your home that is most conducive for online tutoring. I've got 3 kids, so to tutor in the living room would be frustrating for all of us. So choose a space that you can get the most productive work done. Another question I get is, what earphones should you recommend to your new students? I personally don't make any recommendations. I let them know on the first call if something needs to change with what they chose, but that rarely happens. I can usually hear them really well, and they can hear me. Well, you guys, that covers everything people have ever asked over the last 2 years about headsets for online tutoring. And if I didn't answer something that you're wondering, type your question into the comments below. Now, I'm curious about your headset setup. Do you use a headset, earbuds, or have you ditched them both and just gone with the sound from your computer? Comment below, tell us why you have chosen the specific setup that you have chosen. You never know when you are helping out a fellow new tutor when you respond. So thank you in advance for sharing your wisdom. And if you're wondering what type of computer to use, you can check out my favorite one in the next video that's located on the right. I wish this computer would have existed day 1 that I started, but I didn't find it until like my 4th year teaching. See why it is an amazing computer for online tutoring and why it will take me a really long time to switch to a different brand or kind. Does this mean the computer you have right now won't work? Absolutely not. You can make it work, but keep this one in mind for when you are ready to upgrade.